moi? Salam alaikum.
Ben duyamadım ama Sayın Bougrouz'u çok özür diliyorum.
I cannot hear you, Miss Bougrouz.
Doktor Bougrouz, are you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Can I
Yes.
speak now? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Please.
Dr. Amina, to listen in English,
نعم آسف.
to listen in English, you should select translation.
What?
You should select translation part in English, so you will be able to listen in the simultaneous translations.
نعم حسنا. عاصم, I don't understand you. It's okay. السلام عليكم. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. سعيدة شكرا للقائمين على هذا المؤتمر. شكرا لعاصم لأنه
I would like to thank you for organizing this seminar. I am very happy to be here. This is purely international and academic. It is rather than academic meeting, it is rather as a conference having huge objectives. I'll talk about illegal immigration and security threats in Algeria. Of course, there is a sociological part of it and security part of it. Illegal immigration, of course, is said to be the following: if there are not alternatives, what are the alternatives, and if there are not immigrants in economy, for example. This is very important, for example, and this is I'll start my presentation with this question. So the rather than economic and the others, setting aside all of these, illegal migration, their rights as human beings, it's about how it is evaluated with migrants, so what they do with the migrants and migration. Of course, this is related to the society and the state. Therefore, an individual escapes from their own country and goes to another country for asylum seeking, and they're leaving everything behind, and they leave the society they live in, and of course they set aside their problems that they experience from Africa in other countries. That it's because of the countries lagging behind. They leave their country, and because of the economy in Africa, in terms of social, political, and economic terms, there's an instability. Therefore, there is the system, and there is a security dimension of this issue, and of course, in a sense, this causes a certain situation. Migrants, from time to time, when we address this issue, there could be the drug addiction, and they could be used as they could be used in this sense.
لا الخارجي، وهو كان يعتبر المصدر الوحيد، لكن الآن لزعزعة الاستقرار، لكن الآن أصبحت هناك أشكال عديدة.
And this is related to the external powers, and of course this society is there are a lot of systems, and there's most of the countries are suffering from illegal migration. Algeria is one of those countries, and as they are in Africa, and it has a coast to the ocean, so we can say that it turned into a country of migration. When we are talking about Algeria, we can talk about the three types of migration. There is the in-migrants, the out migrants. I'm sorry, the transit passage is the second one. There is a migration outflow, and the third one is the Algeria itself opens its doors for the illegal migration. So the illegal migrants come to Algeria for that reason. Therefore, the phenomenon of migration in social terms, in economic terms, in political terms is about the illegal action. Therefore, in the 20th century, recently, this has been on the agenda. For that reason, in Algeria, the word harga is used. What does it mean? It is individuals leaving their identities behind and interrupting their identities. So when the youngsters go to Europe, they leave their identity, they leave their country, they leave everything, they burn down everything they have related to their own countries. Maybe the time will not be enough, but there's a social migration. I will talk about the modes of it, and I'll talk about Algeria and the security threats in Algeria. And of course, that there are three types of countries. The first one is about the country where the migration starts, and of course, there are African and third world countries at this the migration starters, and there are transit countries. The transit countries is more related to Algeria, and there could be Tunis, Algeria, Morocco. These are the transit countries. And of course, the migrants go to other countries through these countries. And another type of it is the countries where illegal migrants go. France, Italy, Spain, and such countries, they have better conditions and they migrate to these countries. Therefore, this process is a quite troublesome process in the entries, in the exits, in the borders. It is very difficult to gain the control, and it's a pain in the neck process.
الوافدين إلى الدول المستقبلة بغية الإقامة الدائمة فيها باتخاذها كمركز.
They leave their countries, and when you look at their process where they live, there is no permission, the residential permit, and according to the laws of the countries and the international laws. So for example, in Libya, in Mali, countries like Libya and Mali, and in the western part of Algeria, we see this a lot. the African migrants for going, they use Algeria for transit purposes, and they when they stay here, they apply for the residential permits. Of course, they're the ones migrating to other countries. There could be Arabic people, and of course, from time to time, they are there for having the stability, like the UK, like the United States of America. They're going there for leading a better life, for political and economic and social reasons, forcing these people to migrate. How many minutes do I have? How many minutes do I have? Can you tell me how much time do I have? Do you hear me? You have 5 minutes. Only 5 minutes. When you look at Algeria, there is a migration from the southern part, and because of some reasons, of geographical reasons, historical reasons, and then the Africans, in order to have the stability through Mediterranean, they migrated to European countries. And of course, in many African countries, there is a huge thousands of kilometers of borders, and because of them, they use this country as transit countries. And entering into Algeria is very easy. And of course, the tribal relationships in the African states makes this transit easier. Some tribes that they do not accept their borders, and they have the illegal migrants to reside in Algeria. So we can say that the illegal migration is getting more and more present in Algeria. Of course, when we look at this, there are armed conflicts in Africa, and we can say that Algeria has better conditions, and they make it. They migrate for that reason, for these reasons, and since the 80s, there is unemployment, and of course, the purchasing power parity decreases in the country. There is poverty, and dinar loses its value against the foreign currencies. When we look at this in the Algeria, there is out migration from Algeria to other countries. And of course, there are security problems in Algeria. And because of this, all the reflections are negative in Algeria. And the illicit trafficking of drugs, and the illicit trafficking of human trafficking, and there are illegal parts, and this is what the Algerian people face too. And as they are working in illegal works, there is the increasing of the crime rates. There is bribery, and
قليلة جدا، يصعب عليها التحكم
So
فيها رغم الجهود المبذولة من طرف الدولة، ويصعب عليهم
as
مراقبتها، وبالتالي فمخاطر الهجرة غير شرعية
it's very difficult for Algeria to control over all of this,
التي يمكنها التعامل مع المهاجرين كما تتعامل مع
and
عصابات الجريمة المنظمة.
of course there is a certain infrastructure for this,
عذرا للإطالة،
and of course there are certain
أردت تعقيب بسيط قبل أن
parts I couldn't finish my presentation. I have been trying to as fast as possible.
الدكتور أدمن حين ذكر في بداية مداخلته الفرق بين العلوم الاجتماعية وبصفتي باحثة في أو مختصة في العلوم الاجتماعية، حيث ذكر الفرق الكبير في تطور العلوم
In social sciences,
الفرق هنا أحد أهم العوائق التي تصعب التنظير في العلوم الاجتماعية، تصعب على الباحثين في علم الاجتماع أن
in social sciences,
ولحد الآن ما زلنا نعتمد على النظريات الغربية. لماذا؟ لأنه لا يمكننا تشخيص الواقع.
we cannot make progress because our research compared to the Western research, we do not have the timely data, we do not have a timely data. Therefore, this is a huge barrier for social sciences, I believe, and I'd like to thank you for organizing this conference, and I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to present. Thank you very much.